I'm currently in another park. At every London video, I'm just gonna be in another park of London. Now I'm in St. James, close to Buckingham, and it's so sunny again today. It's really nice. I just thought I would take some time for myself and bring my book and my knitting. In the past few weeks, I've been, still looking for jobs. Nothing has changed. Got some answers, but it's not exactly what I want, so I chose to, not pursue it, even though I could have. But yeah, I'm still looking for a cool opportunity that's gonna match what I want to do in life. And as a jobless person hanging out at her boyfriend's place in London, I've been going out a lot, getting some drinks, reading quite a bit, and knitting a lot also. And I've really just enjoyed walking. I walked so much in the past few days, especially because one of my best friends came to London to visit his sister, but also Simon and I, and it was so great because we just walked so much. We walked 16 kilometers every day, and it was so beautiful, and London was so sunny and perfect, and I just really love the city. The number of parks is unlimited, and of course I think it's more of a hustle city than Paris, I would say, especially when you go towards the center of London. People just hurry to do everything. You feel like they always have something important to do, which gives a bit of a FOMO sometimes. I don't know if anyone can relate. I feel like London really is the city of FOMO. And Paris is a bit less. I feel like people in Paris value the fact that sometimes you just have to rest and not really do anything, or go on the terrace and just get a drink and not press yourself into doing anything. Some of the thoughts that I had in the past few days was that, so now I'm looking for a job in Paris, full-time ideally, so I can, save up a bit and just, put aside until I decide to move out to another country. I would love to go to Germany, actually. And there's something that popped up in my head is that I feel like the more it goes and the more the sense of home becomes abstract to me. I feel like when you get to a certain age, you live in your parents' home, but it's not really your home anymore, or it's rather a memory of a home you used to have, growing up. And I'm having that quite a bit these days because, here I'm not at home, of course, and in Versailles, where I'm from, at my dad's, I'm not also necessarily at home, or I am, but I feel like the sense of it is fading away, which is a bit strange because I used to be a bit reckless in what I wanted to do in life. I was always moving around, traveling, studying abroad, or working abroad because I knew I had somewhere to go back to. But now it feels like I'm craving a place of my own. I come to that phase of life where I'm just craving a place of my own, and I don't have it just yet. And I feel like I struggle a bit with that I can't really pinpoint where home is for me anymore, because living abroad so much, home was everywhere. I could make a home out of every place I've been to. There's little things that make me feel good and make me feel familiar and make me feel like I fit in where I was, even when I was in Bangkok or in Seoul in Korea. And usually home is about the people also, I think, and the people I was with really made me feel at home. So even now, my friend who visited, Benny, somehow he really gives me that feeling of being at home. And my boyfriend too, are some of my closest friends, where that I met when I was younger in France. Kenza, Kim, some of my other friends, they just really make me feel at home. And I think that's why it's like so hard for me now, because I'm acknowledging the fact that home is not really a place for me anymore, and I don't really know where I fit, and it's hard for me to like put myself anywhere really. So that's why I'm also investing a lot in my relationships these days. I'm just, and like maintaining any type of love that I have really for my family and my friends. But I don't know if anyone can relate. I know that back in Asia when I was traveling, I met some amazing people that are now my friends from different countries, and we were talking about that with age, the definition of home is hard to grasp, and they were also in that phase where they were traveling. They didn't really think it through. They just left and like traveled towards Southeast Asia, Australia. They really all had their own sort of like little itinerary, and I had my own also after I finished my internship, when I've been to Cambodia, Vietnam, and then to Nepal to my sister. And I feel like back then I didn't really saw what they meant, my friends, who were saying that they just really struggled with the idea of not having a place to stay, or like not really identifying to the country they were from. A lot of them were, I don't know, their dad were from Iran and the mom was from Australia, and because the beliefs were so different and the political situations also, they just struggled to like identify to anything, and really know where they belonged. And I feel like this is a feeling that I have now, that I struggle a bit with, that I'm not too sure where I belong, where I should stay. And yeah, I just can't relate so much now with all the travelers that I've met who just had their backpack and didn't really care where like life was taking them. They just went along with them, because when you don't really give that much importance to your home base, then you're free to do anything. And if you learn that you can find a sense of home anywhere through the small habits that you're going to build for yourself, through the people that you're going to meet, if you kind of like go through that process of being open enough, I think you navigate life really easily. But it's also hard, like sometimes I see some people that I know who found like a job in Paris, or like have their flat now and are very settled with their boyfriend or girlfriend and making plans, and somehow I don't want what they have, I don't want it. Like, it's not something that I crave, it's not something that I want, but somehow the idea that they have their shit figured out makes me feel like I'm missing something. Like, I don't want what they have. I don't want their job, or I don't want their situation, but it still comes to my mind that, wow, like, I should really like do something now, and I don't know where I'm supposed to be. Like, I don't have this layout plan in my head. And when I was studying, it wasn't really a question, because you're a part of something, you're part of a system that's taking care of you. The only thing that you have to do is get good grades, and getting a job is going to be really cool, because I want to do something that I love, and once I find it, I trust. I want to like manifest something that I love, and I really hope I get answers at some point. I would love to. But yeah, I feel like I'm in that transition moment. Transitions are always hard to like deal with, because you don't really know. Like, to me, it feels a bit like when you're like caught up in a wave and you're like dragged underwater, and the only way to come out of it kind of like alive is to not resist, not apply resistance to it, just accept, and eventually you'll come back up. I feel like this is kind of what's happening, even though emotionally and mentally I'm doing really good, I'm doing really great, and I love London. I'm in a place that I love, but I'm also ready for the next step. I'm also ready to get my place, and I would love to go to Berlin and live there for a bit. And I feel like now I'm kind of idealizing it a bit, because I know that it's not something that's going to happen soon. But yeah, I don't know if anyone can relate to that, to the idea of like having a home base somewhere. I don't know. Growing up, I've always been that person who was like, yeah, you have to go everywhere, meet everyone. now I realize that it's not as easy as it seems, and it's not really about the quantity of places you go to, but rather what you make of it and the quality and the effort that you put in it. And I've met some great friends along the way, and I'm really excited to visit them all. But yeah, that's been on my mind these days. And after being far for so long, it's true that I also crave being close to my friends again. And it goes along with what I said before. I didn't really realize that before I left for Bangkok. Like, I left for Bangkok and I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna go alone on the other side of the world and not care. And once I was there, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and then I was like, wow, it really is about the people. It's always been, it's always been. But still, it doesn't, I realize that, but it also doesn't make me want to stay in Paris my whole life or in France my whole life, because thanks to the fact that I was a bit all over the place for a few years, also meant that I made some friends a bit everywhere around the world, which is crazy and amazing. Like, it's amazing, so I get to belong in different places through my friends' experiences, which I love. The more I grew up and the more I feel open to other things, some things that are completely different from what I've done in my life before. So yeah, this park is so beautiful, and I think that's gonna be it for me today. But I hope you're doing great, and I guess I'll see you soon. Bye.